Good morning, Vikings. I'm Renan Zaira.
I'm Jadalee Santiago, and this is your North Star broadcast.
Although it's the flower season, we've had many eye-opening headlines from COVID-19 to our new president-elect, Mr. Joe Biden, and his executive orders. But there's still more alarming news coming and tuning into our lives every day. And to be correctly updated with them, be sure to share your thoughts on NN Current Events and Politics Club. They meet on Tuesdays after school on Zoom from 3 to 4 p.m.
If you enjoy watching anime or playing video games, you should join Anime Club, which is now combined with Gaming Club. They meet every Thursday at 3 p.m. on Zoom where they watch different anime films and discuss.
Did you know spring means strawberry season in Korea? Korea is also known for its mesmerizing cherry blossoms. If these things fascinate you, you should definitely check out Korean Club. They meet every Tuesday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Zoom.
Who Club is a service club that addresses unmet needs of the community. Sometimes they hold gift drives and even go to soup kitchens. They meet every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on Zoom. Anybody is welcome to join.
As you may know, the IHSA has allowed resumptions of sports here at Niles North. Let's dive into this topic with Bliss Productions and their interviewees.
The IHSA recently announced the resumption of sports after sports being canceled for weeks. This is exciting news as students get an opportunity to play their sport and a step forward to get life back to normal. Many sports at Niles North, such as basketball and girls volleyball, have gone back to school to start off their season. We wanted to ask athletes who are currently in season or have their season coming up their thoughts and feelings of sports being back.
Hi, I'm Swarnika Sundaresan. I'm a sophomore and I play girls volleyball. Getting back into lifting is really different, especially since, we've been out of school for such a long time. But, working out and training is really important, especially when you've been gone for so long. So I'm just also glad that I get to see my friends at lifting. We're socially distant, we're 6 feet apart, or more than probably. And I don't know, I'm really glad that I'm able to see them and talk to them. And with the open gyms, just getting touches in is really important since we've been gone for so long. And even the social aspect, I miss talking to my team, I miss seeing my team. So yeah, I'm really excited that the season's coming up. And
hi, I'm Ava Engstrom and I'm a sophomore at Niles North. I'm currently on the gymnastics team, and some of the precautions that the team takes to keep everyone safe are always wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart at all times. Before and after you go on an event, you should put hand sanitizer on. Before entering the building, a security guard and your coach will take your temperature and ask you a series of questions relating to COVID. And there are X's around the gym, and while you're waiting to go on an event, you stand on those X's, which are 6 feet apart, to keep everyone safe. So, yeah.
If doing your sport online has been challenging for you, or you miss socializing with your friends, consider looking into when your sport is in season and if you can go back in person.
Let's take a look at the next media package put together by No Limit Productions as Josh and Arthur interview a band member of Vertical Worship as he shares the impact of COVID on music and concerts.
When COVID struck in March, tours and concerts fell apart. The music industry was hit hard during the shutdown due to the loss in live performances.
We know people have missed live shows and local band performances for a while now, and most of them have been postponed due to the pandemic. We're going to take a look at how musicians are working to make ends meet. Here we have James Hurlow from Vertical Worship to talk to us about his experiences with his band during COVID.
So I guess the first question could be, how has your music been affected by COVID?
Cool. Well, it's crazy because last year when COVID first started, the weekend that all of Illinois got shut down, we were releasing our album that we recorded a few months before. And really what happened was we had it all planned out to where we were going to do a worship night or a thing the night before the album was released. And because of COVID, we had to cancel that. And it's crazy because after the album comes out, it was out for a few months and they realized that hey, this really doesn't have as many views or listens as other albums. And then they, we have people in Nashville and stuff doing all that hard work where they do the number side and all that, and they realize that there's like 3 tiers of groups. Basically, group 1 is there's some bands that during COVID they just kept getting higher and higher. There's the middle group of bands that were just like us, pretty well known. Like Vertical's like decently well known, but it's not like, not everybody knows them. So basically, top tier groups only got higher. The middle tier groups and the groups underneath just, less and less followers because, people only listen to, the top guy. There were only like 3 to 5 bands that everyone was listening to. So, I mean, stat-wise, that was like a pretty, big hit, but that was affected by it. So how has your music been affected by COVID? I mean, numbers were pretty, hey, this is what's happening, but we're constantly writing songs. People think that, oh, you guys only write songs for records. It's like, no, every record we write like 60 to 100 different songs, and out of those songs, only 10 to 12, maybe 13 songs make the cut. And, so it's like a cycle. It's like every year go through that cycle, but that never stops. It's like, yeah, COVID put a pause on like the, album number wise, but the system in which we write in and make music, that's just a continual thing because we just do that at church. That's like one of the things that doesn't stop. So, yeah.
For sure, man. So how are you guys dealing with tours during this pandemic? I know you guys have the cohort.
Yeah.
Are you guys like having any upcoming tour plans for the summer or?
So tours, like when I think of tours, like I think of doing stuff with other bands, like that's all been like pushed back. We haven't really done much recently, like actually anything, for a reason. But what we do as a band often is we do a lot of like one-offs. So it's like, hey, we'll go play at a church one night for a worship night, or we'll go play, for a Sunday at a church. And that's happened, we played, I think the last thing we did was back in November, we went to Denver and we did a stream thing. Like they flew us out there to play for a conference that all we had to do was just play in front of a camera, and that was it, But we do have a few stuff lined up. Like next month, we're going to North Dakota and doing like a worship night type of thing. But as in terms of like week-long tours or any big tours, like there's nothing, scheduled yet, just because that's not a thing right now. People aren't all going into arenas to listen to music. It's like very different, but yeah, that's all up. Maybe by the end of the year that'll change. But as of right now, it's like, hey, touring is not really a thing. Like that's been put on hold. And I personally know a bunch of like Nashville musicians who, that's their job. Their job is like bands pick them up just to play. And for that not to happen, it's like, that's a hard thing.
Huge thank you to James Harlow for giving us this interview. Be sure to stay on the lookout for ways to support local musicians. I'm Arthur Heredia.
And I'm Josh Abraham, and this is No Limit Productions, signing out.
Music plays such a big part in our lives. During quarantine, all I could do was listen to music over and over again on my speaker or in my car or in my backyard whenever it was summer out. We all have that one favorite singer that just makes us so happy and makes us so excited whenever they drop a new album or single, or whether they just perform live, or whether you see that they're having a tour near you. I listen to a whole bunch of genres of pop, rock, oldies, to literally anything that's popular, as long as it catches my eye. And music in general makes us feel good, and it's important to realize that music brings us all together. I myself listen to a whole bunch of music, but I have more than one favorite singer. A couple of mine would be Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift. I love their music so much, and I love what they stand for, and they're just really, really good people, but I have way too many, but those are probably my top 2. Today you'll be hearing from 10 of my friends who are going to tell you who their favorite singers are, and you'll see a bunch of different genres that they listen to and how music makes them feel really good, and you guys can take notes on some favorite singers you want to listen to next.
Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift.
Harry Styles, Lana Del Rey, and Taylor Swift.
BTS.
Harry Styles and Ariana Grande.
Harry Styles.
Taylor Swift.
Daniel Caesar.
Ariana Grande.
A lot of Wu-Tang Clan.
Selena Gomez.
I hope some of you really enjoyed this thing I put together of my friends telling you who their favorite singers are, and I hope some of you can expand your music taste, because expanding your music taste just makes you honestly a lot of a brighter person, and it makes you happier inside and out.
Thanks for watching, Vikings. I'm Miran Zayda.
I'm Jadalee Santiago.
And this was your Monday broadcast.